Today, we're really getting into the story of an artist who, well, just exploded onto the scene, Chance the Rapper.
Yeah, redefined independent success for a while there.
Totally. I mean, Coloring Book, that Grammy-winning streaming mixtape, everyone seemed to love him. Just this universally beloved, super affable star.
He really was. But then, things started to feel different. There was a definite shift.
Right. And that's what we're digging into.
Exactly. We've got quite a bit of research here, articles, notes you pulled together on Chance, and the goal today is really to connect the dots for you.
How do you cut through the noise?
Precisely. Give you that shortcut to understand the mix of things that changed his career path. Go beyond just the chatter.
Okay, so let's dive in. Where do we really see this story start to turn?
It pretty clearly points back to 2019, to his official debut studio album, The Big Day.
Ah, right. The one people were waiting years for after the mixtapes.
Exactly. And look, it debuted strong, #2 on Billboard, did 108,000 album equivalent units first week. So commercially, it started okay.
Okay,
But the reception from fans, especially online, was overwhelmingly negative, widespread bad attention.
what was the issue? The music itself?
Largely, yeah.
Yeah.
The theme focusing so much on being happily married, a lot of listeners found it, well, the words used were unrelatable, even cringy. And they criticized the lyricism too, call it inconsistent, nonsensical, and critics, oof.
Okay.
Anthony Fantano gave it that infamous strong 0. Rolling Stone put it on their list of the 50 most disappointing albums of all time.
Wow. Okay, so that massive hype just kind of crashed.
It really did. That anticipation built over years of free music just magnified the disappointment when this one was actually, for sale.
So the album's reception, that's huge.
Yeah.
But you mentioned other factors. It sounds like it wasn't just the music. His image took a knock, too.
Absolutely. And this is where it gets interesting, kind of complex. He built this whole brand on being independent, right?
Yeah, that was his whole thing.
But then that Apple Music deal for Coloring Book, reportedly $500,000, it started these semantic disputes. People asking, is that really independent?
Right. Questions started popping up.
Then there was his behavior online, arguing with fans sometimes. He got this perception of having an internet attitude.
Which probably clashed with that affable image people had.
Exactly. Big clash. And then remember his defense of Kanye West's comments supporting Trump back in 2018.
Oh, yeah, that caused a stir.
Huge stir, lots of vitriol, as the sources put it. He had to apologize publicly. And then there was a lawsuit from his former manager, allegations about the Big Day sessions being unproductive, undisciplined, more negative headlines about his professionalism.
So it's like a piling on effect. Each thing chipped away at that lovable image.
Precisely. It just eroded over time through these different missteps.
What about his personal life? The sources mentioned things like getting married, becoming a dad. Did that play into the art?
Well, there's definitely a perception, yeah, that being too rich, too married, a dad, as some put it, shifted his focus. Maybe less time grinding with collaborators.
And you hear that shift in the music. From acid rap to the Big Day.
That's the argument. Moving from those raw, kind of druggy themes to the sappy themes people disliked on the Big Day.
It's tough, right? Artists grow up, their lives change.
Totally. And his personal journey, objectively, seems positive. But some analyses, they kind of suggest he might have half-assed the album because maybe his personal priorities just overshadowed the art at that moment.
So putting it all together, album flop, image problems, maybe a shift in artistic focus. What's the real-world impact? Can we, quantify his popularity now?
Yeah, there's some numbers. Concerts, for instance. A 2024 show, Minnesota State Fair, big venue, 14,000 capacity.
Okay.
Sold about 4,100 tickets, just over 4,000.
Ouch. That's not great for that size.
Not at all. And social media, huge following, 19 million on Instagram. But the engagement rate, tiny, 0.1%. It signals this kind of silent decline in active interest.
So the followers are there,
Yeah.
but maybe not really following actively.
Seems like it. In streaming, it's interesting. Older hits, especially big collabs like I'm the One, still have massive total streams, over 1 billion.
Right.
But the daily streams now, much lower. I'm the One gets around 210,000 daily streams, which is still a lot, but it suggests people aren't actively seeking out his new stuff as much. It's more that long tail listening of the big old hits.
Less growth, more just coasting on past successes.
Kind of looks that way. Plus, the whole music industry is just way more crowded now. Tons of new artists constantly. Staying relevant is harder than ever.
So wrapping this up, It's a story that starts incredibly high, this universally loved artist, but then faces this complex mix of factors.
Yeah.
The album, the image stuff, personal changes, the industry.
Yeah, it led to a decline. Maybe calling it a complete fall off is too simple, but there's definitely been a substantial erosion of his active fan base. You can see it.
That's quite the journey.
It really is. And it's not just about chance, is it? It makes you think about something broader.
Like what?
Well, it poses a question for you listening. How crucial really is that feeling of authenticity and consistent quality and being able to adapt? How much do those things matter for an artist to keep that connection, that relevance with their fans, especially today when everything moves so fast?